This conference
So
will
all
now
those
be
run
recorded.
within FNO. You can just have a different application, and this application you can only use for warehouse management.
Means, some ISV will be taken care of SO and PO. Same
So
will
there,
be
there should be an integration.
okay.
See, from the third party to Dynamics, there should be some sort of integration where it doesn't want
Correct.
you to create a sales order or a purchase order. Instead of
So that
that,
will
there is
be
something
synced
called
to
warehouse order.
FO.
Right.
Yeah, that will be synced to
Not as a
FO
sale order,
from.
not as a sale order or a purchase order. It will
Okay.
be, I think, synced as a warehouse order.
Oh, okay, okay.
There is
Only product,
synced as a
product movement, how it is to be placed and how it will be picked up, put and pick
right,
and all.
and the origin documents. Those should
Hmm.
be fine. That level. They were planning
Oh,
from the idea is like they wanted to couple and decouple the product. So whoever wanted to use full-fledged dynamics, they can go with that. Or I don't wanted to use all those. I just want this particular piece of warehouse management. They can go ahead and
hmm, 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 hmm. So bits and pieces. So
right.
mhm.
So in this
They
way,
don't
they
want to
can
miss
pitch
the
it to
market.
all the places. Right.
Yeah, because they can eliminate ISVs, small ISVs.
Uh, and here the best thing is we don't have any maintenance cost or nothing like maintenance cost is there, but we don't wanted to do any maintenance in addition. Like Microsoft will take care of everything.
Correct.
Right. That's the advantage what they are.
You believe, Ashok, even in Hyderabad, I'm in Hyderabad, even
Hmm.
in Hyderabad,
Hmm.
couple of supermarkets are using Microsoft Retail. Do you believe?
Okay, good. Like what is
Local
our name?
markets.
Local market.
Um, yeah, local supermarket. Like example, yeah,
That
in
could be part of NAV, I think.
no, 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 no. I'll tell you. Not
365.
Business Central. No, no, not Business
Hmm.
Central. What is this? In Manikonda, there is a market called Vijayta, I believe.
Okay.
They are using retail, Microsoft Retail.
Oh, good.
So, example,
The
I'm just
number of
sharing.
stores are maybe the number of stores could be more.
Maybe they have
Hmm.
10 to 15, 1 5,
10 to 15.
20, 20.
Or the other option could be there could be multiple stores, brand stores. Like what you said could be one and there could be stored in a different name. And their
Mm-hmm.
parent company might be using D365 and they wanted to take
Maybe. But I was
it.
surprised.
But for 20, it's too costly, it will be more.
Cost maybe, costing maybe.
Yeah, just check with the organizer. We are just two here. Let me check whether someone is joining.
Yeah. So I'm just checking with one of my friend.
So Vijay, do you have any questions? Meanwhile, let's utilize the time.
Regarding licensing part, I think we were discussing, right?
Licensing.
Yeah. So advanced warehouse management need like any extra is a package?
No, advanced warehouse, maybe for the device, we need to have a separate license when we are going into implementation. Again, it
Mm-hmm.
depends. Like
Okay.
if you are tagging one user for a device, then you don't need an additional license.
Okay.
But one worker with multiple handled users, then you need to have a device license. Either of this we can choose.
Okay. Okay. One more thing, like what do I say? Along with that F&O, it will be available by default to
By
add
default, it is available with F&O.
advanced warehouse management.
Right, it's part of F&O. What we were discussing is now they came up with a new feature where if you wanted to use only warehouse management, you can use.
Oh, okay. Why I'm asking this question is one of the implementation partner he was saying like again. we need to go with this licensing part if you are having advanced with us. That's what I heard, I believe. So that's what I
Well,
was
what
asking this.
when it comes to licensing, I was showing you right a worker creation and a user ID creation within that.
Yeah.
Okay, within one worker, if you are having 10 users, you need to have
Okay.
one license for each of the user ID that we call as device license because
Okay.
there are 10 person who will be using the handle device
Mm-hmm.
in a warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then we need 10 device license, not nine device license. The one comes with the normal one. And whereas if you create separate worker for each one of the handle device, then you don't need anything in addition because that will be part of the user license.
Okay. Okay. For one license, so 10 devices, we can add the studio plugins.
No, 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 no. Oh, you are getting me wrong. Wait, shit.
Just I need clarity, like from the licensing part, how it will work as part of FNO. So we need additional this thing also. Right? That's what I believe. Can
No,
you explain?
not that way. If you go to workers, see, this is a worker, right?
Yeah.
And this worker is tagged to one user.
Correct.
Okay. So now this worker will have one license. Now within
Yes.
this worker, we have let's say 6 or 7 user IDs here.
Correct.
For each of the user ID, we need to have one device license.
Correct. Okay.
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 Instead, what we can do is we can remove all and under one worker we will have only one user ID here. And if we have 10 or 15 worker, we will create here 15 rows or records and each
Okay.
worker will be tagged to one user ID. Correct?
Okay. Okay. So
So
one. So you mean to say
just like
like one worker we
user.
okay, one worker we can create 10 IDs max. That's what you're trying to say.
No, no, I'm not saying any max count here.
Okay.
WMS user ID. Okay.
Mhm.
So let's say one W minus user zero. Let's assume this is one way of configuration, and the other way of configuration is worker one WMS user. User. Okay. These are the two ways how you can create a user in WMS app. Okay, either one worker will have multiple logins or each worker will have one log. Now, when you
Correct.
come to this, okay, for this worker or user, there will be one license, let's say SCM license.
Yes.
And for this, you need device license.
Correct. STM license and device license.
Now, here you have two number of licenses,
Mhm.
correct? And when
Yes.
you
Yes.
come here, this will be user two because one worker you can tag with only one user. You will have an SCM license.
Okay. Okay. So you each user will have the STM licenses here. So
Right.
STM license also will increase here in this scenario. Second scenario.
The count of license will remain same irrespective of what approach you choose. But if you choose this option, the license types will differ. Whereas in this, you just need the SIM license. You don't need device license separately. The device licenses, when someone is using only the handle device, we will go with device license.
Mhm.
Okay. When someone is using FNO as well, because once you create as a worker, you will have an access to FNO as well.
Okay.
So in that case, in that scenario, SIM license will be there. Yeah, again,
Oh.
every year that Microsoft will change the approach of licensing. So always it's better to check with the Microsoft license consultant about the
Mm.
license.
Okay, okay, okay. So the same license for device license is also not required in the second scenario, but in
Ah,
first scenario, we can go with
right.
the device
Because
license with
right
one.
here, why I'm saying that for the first user it's not required is the same license will see same license within itself will have a device license.
One
So you
license.
don't
Okay,
need to have separately a device license.
okay, okay, got it. So,
Yes.
thank
Let me see if there is it's still to think.
Ashok, small appeal.
Yes.
On the FO,
Hmm.
can you please enable the navigation path, Ashok? Because sometimes, because of the internet slow movement, so I'm missing the screens. So at least, if you could enable that path,
Hmm.
so I'll just
But,
take screenshots, so it will be easy for me.
that will be the system admin, no?
System.
And client performance options are not
No,
provided.
no, no, no. Client there. Start.
Where it is?
Enable personalization. Just go up.
Legacy back.
No, no. Okay.
I know. Okay, so let us not discuss something new here. Uh, let's just take another 30 minutes. If you guys have any queries or because for just to, it doesn't, it's not best to have a session. I'll check with the organization, like, boy, they have not joined, but we'll utilize this time. I'll just show you few things which I've configured. Like, I've not shown you the Veros app, right? How it will look. Yesterday, I've configured it. So this is not a demo one. I've configured everything. I'll just say you what is required in the configuration.
Means this is related to mobile device.
Right, it's a mobile device app. Whatever you see, the same thing you'll see in the Android device. It's within Microsoft. That's it. The same application we will be installing in the Android device. The Android device can run Windows OS or it can be Android OS. I think now iOS also supported. Earlier iOS was
I,
not supported.
yeah, maybe a few days back they both have the meeting on the internet exchange and this one only.
So now, see, there are different ways of authentication. One is device code, client code, certificate. Client secret and certificate are getting deprecated. So how it works is you need to go into the Azure, you need to generate a app secret ID, something like that. In Azure, we will be registering that we will be using a app ID. Sorry, we will be using an app, and that information has to be updated here. And this is a kind of a password. Okay, and then we give the login URL for Dynamics, and this is a tenant ID. So once we give all these details, it will be connected to this environment. But now they are coming with new approach called device code, where you don't want to give the secret ID on top. Okay, and you can just refer to docs. There is a list of steps are there. What and all you need to do in Azure portal. Okay, but if you have an access to the Azure, only then you can do all those. If you are not, you need to speak with the person who manages the environment. Okay. But these are the information that are required. Even if you are going with the device code, you need the client ID, and this is tenant ID will be there for future. Like we are using the mail ID, right? For that, there will be a tenant that you need, and this is also saved. So once you key in all and save, Okay, then you just need to connect. It will ask for login and password. Let's say we connect 60. Okay. Whatever we created yesterday, we have over here, and this is how it looks. Whereas in that UI, it will look different. So on click of this, it will take to that particular. Earlier, we had a different version of this app. Now we have a new version where if you want to see the product image, you can enable, you can change the color, and where you want to keep the button. Like some prefer in the left, some prefer in the right, that tick mark and all. And scan with camera. If we are dealing with barcode, we use this option. Maybe I can't show here because I don't have anything to scan. But if you have a mobile app, like if you have the environment, what you can do is you can install this particular app in your Android device, configure all those details, and you can try it out. Like if you wanted to scan a purchase order, just copy the purchase order, go to any place where you can generate a barcode.
Sorry, Anvesh, I'm
Yeah.
just missing. We have a sandbox environment, so can we use that?
Say sandbox environment from like your customers or your employers, right? Not the trial one.
Employers.
Ah, okay, then what you do, uh, you need just check whether you have access to Azure AD.
Okay,
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 or portal.azure. So you should have access to this portal.azure. Okay, once you have
okay,
here, if you go to Entra ID, you will see tenant ID over here. Okay, or you can use this one. This as a tenant. This is nothing but the tenant. Both are same. This is the ID and this is the URL format. And step back. Self- See, http login.windows.net slash, and for rest of the things I just copied from here from the primary domain. You should just copy and paste. Okay. And this is
okay.
nothing but your Dynamics 365 URL. The same thing. Trial this. And this intra ID, what you should be doing is we have something called app registration. You need to go here, create a new registration. It will show like this. Okay. And that detail you should update over here. And here the method, since you are using employers, I suggest to go with device code option because
Device code.
these two are getting deprecated. See, they mentioned that it will be deprecated soon. Okay, so what you should do is WMS app configuration. If you go here, just refer to user-based authentication is there, right? Just refer this blog, do the exact step what they are saying. They will first ask you to register the app, whatever I showed you now. So
Mm,
in the
mm.
home page, just go and search for app registration. You will create an app. This is the first step, and then what you should copy the client ID. So client ID is nothing but this one. Okay, the same ID only I'm having here. It ends with 2A80.
Okay,
Right? And then what you do, then go to manage and authentication. So here we have authentication. Just go here. Here this should be S. Enable the
okay,
following mobile and desktop flow. Just set this as and save it. And the next step is then go to app permission. The app API permissions, right? Here you need to click app permission, select the dynamic CRP and delegate permission. Here this custom service dot full access. Only this should be enabled and click on add permission so that a new record will be created like this. And once this is done, they are saying now go to Microsoft Enterprise, sorry, Entra ID. Again, I go here, under users of groups, where it should be, I think users. Then you go to manage enterprise application. Manage, manage enterprise application. Okay, so you will see this app, whatever we created earlier, we will see that. Select that, and then user and groups. Here you should add the user what you are using. So once you click add and click on this, you will see the list of users, and just select whatever user you are using. Just select and assign, and that's all the setup what you need to do here. But what you need to copy is this client ID. Okay, this is important. The administration. Once this is done, then go to your dynamics. Somewhere we will have Microsoft Entra. See, under setup, we have Microsoft Entra ID application. Go over here, paste the client ID. I think I've pasted.
Since we are using employer app, no?
Mm.
So
Even then, you
why?
need to do all this.
Okay, okay.
Okay, only then, see, currently from here, how we say that, okay, the app and the application should be connected. So how it will be connected is using the URL. But there can be some hackers who can just use and hack the environment, right? So that's the reason we are asking to create client ID.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
and we have secret. So that can be only done from this. And the moment you use the new option, what it will do is once the setup is done, you need to use the device code, and then when you try to connect, it will give you an URL and it will share a code. With that code, you need to update and sign in with your email ID and password. Okay, which is tagged here. Okay, only
Okay.
then this particular app will have an access to the environment, this environment WMS process. Else, it won't allow. And you can create multiple, like let's say you are dealing with UAT, you are dealing with dev or prod, SIT, something like you will have multiple environment in the implementation, right?
Means
You can create.
example, we have UAT, QA, dev, pre-prod,
Mm,
right?
right.
So one environment can sync with
For
the
everything,
one mobile app, or
one,
we need to have one environment, one mobile app, like
no,
that.
no, no. See, multiple environments can be tagged into one warehouse app. You need to create another one. Like, see, when I click on setup, it will ask me for different options. Like we are giving a connection name here. Okay.
Okay, okay,
So here I will have, instead of production, I will have UI or SIT or
okay.
QC environment, and I'll save. And whenever I wanted to change, I can just click on this and it will give you the different environment details. Just select and you will be using that environment.
Hmm. Okay. So once
And
database refresh have happened, so this also will be performed automatically, or do we need to uh, check
see database
manually?
refresh, no, database backup. So if the data is there, then you don't want to do anything. Since the data is there, you can just go ahead and
So it's totally dynamic. So it is literally accessing the environment data. It's not nothing to do with the mobile app, all those
no,
things, right?
right, nothing to do with mobile app. The only thing is this details should be in the uh, backup or whatever you have restored, it should be over there.
So means it is connecting to URL. So from their URL, it is accessing the data and the transactions, correct?
Right, right, exactly.
So this also will be taken care by Microsoft only.
Mean uh, taking
because
care of Microsoft.
the updates, whatever the update that is going to
Right,
do
right,
with the
everything. In related to environment, Microsoft will take care. We don't want to worry. Uh, so that's okay. They'll take care.
Okay. If there any client wants any CR on the any changes on the configuration or the display or anything UA related,
Then
so can
we
mobile app
can customize.
supports?
We can customize.
Uh,
That's right.
Ashok, I have one more doubt here. A few days back, I have a friend, mm,
Mm.
maybe Hitachi, I believe.
Okay.
So they just putting some assumption. Maybe Vijay also can participate in sharing idea. So they were just discussing. They have couple of mines and warehouses in the countryside. Very interior places.
Mm. Okay.
So where the internet cannot be accessed.
Okay. They
No
don't want to
internet.
establish there. Mm.
Ha.
No internet
So
or not a frequent thing.
no internet at all. In other words.
Okay. Mm.
So
Mm.
they just want to have some operations and warehouse,
Mm.
and
Mm.
they'll have to keep the data in one particular app, and
Mm.
once in a while, like 15 days per in a month, they'll
Mm.
just come to office or come to internet access places,
Mm.
and that should be pushed to the environment. Means this is
Okay.
what they're just discussing on the business side. Maybe it
Mm.
may sync with F&O or SAP, I don't know.
Mhm.
But only problem is
Mm.
they want to have offline data to be pushed after 15 days, real time data.
Okay. See, there is an option for online and offline data within the cloud environment itself. But I'm not sure about the number of days, like whether it is okay to sync after 15 days, whether that call and all. Like what we do is we ask Microsoft to participate in those kind of discussions, and we will get their expertise. But there is an option. What we will be doing is there is something called scale unit. Okay,
Scale
so
unit.
right. So from the architecture point of view, how it will be is so one is the cloud, what we have. Okay, the F&O environment, and we have scale unit. Scale means a distributed one. So within scale, like scale, we have some edge, or let's say in a hybrid. You know the terminology. I'm just saying the concept.
Yeah.
Now, see this. I'll mention a scale itself. Okay, now this is our environment. Let's say what we are using a trial. Okay, so you can directly access the trial and you can do a transaction. This is one. The other option is, let's say this cloud, this trial is in US. Okay, but
Hmm.
I want the same instance to be used somewhere to other extent. Let's say Middle East. Okay, somewhere in the Africa. Okay, usually what we say, if there is a latency issue, we will say that go with the two different instance. But
Hmm.
there is a ask like we want to use one instance. So what we will say is, okay, only for the warehouse operation, create a scale, which is a cloud environment. It's a
Hmm.
subsegment of this. Let's say this cloud, it's a subsegment. This is one, and we will have scale cloud two, and this is for other regions. So what happens is, whenever there is an issue in the internet or there any latency or even if it's performing well, there will be a frequency that will be defined. Based on the frequency, the data will be pushed from here to here and from here to here. The synchronous thing will happen. Sorry, it's a synchronous batch kind of thing where the data will be flowing across these two. Okay. And the same way, now it's a cloud unit. Now there are some cases where they won't have internet. They will have once in a week or something. We have a edge unit which works in offline as well online. Okay, if there is no internet, it works in offline, and once you have the internet, the data will be synced to this cloud. So that concept
Okay.
is there, the architecture is there, but I have never implemented. But I know that there is an architecture which can be
Okay.
leveraged.
Now
And
it's
if it's a minimal time, you can go ahead and use. But if the time frame is too big, probably you should have Microsoft. And even for this kind of, like usually when something is new, if it's beyond our experience, we ask Microsoft to participate, and we have this first track team and all. No? So they will hit.
okay. So now it is worth discussing with you now.
Okay, and what I wanted to show is okay. Now app is configured, and I was saying no, we were not having an option to print labels. Like earlier, we are
Hmm.
having a Chrome extension called ZPL printer emulator. But
Zebra print solution.
right, right. So there was an extension in the Chrome, but it was not working. And later, the someone had developed this application for a testing purpose. So how does okay? You just need to install, and you need to set this as a printer, and then you need to have document routing agent. You know, right? Sorry,
Hmm.
document routing agent
I just
for printing
heard about.
purpose.
I don't have knowledge on that.
Okay, whenever you are printing something, this application should be installed in the computer. It's not only for warehouse, or for anything. Okay, if you are printing an invoice or whatever documents you are printing, see, one is through the network printer the data goes, right?
Hmm.
So in the network printer, we configure that detail, and if you want something to be in your local printer, we configure this and we will tag. So whenever you click on print and select the printer, that will be routed to this routing agent, and this
Mm-hmm.
will be routed to the actual printer. So it acts
Okay.
as the intermediate between the FNO and the printer. So when we
Okay.
click on printer, the data flows here, and from here it flows to this one printer.
Printer.
So right now, what I'll do, I'll just show you. Um, See here, we have option to start and stop. Okay. I just receive a PO to show that how labels will be generated in real time. I'll just check which device menu item I should use. By the value. Okay, I'll use this mobile receive and put away, and this license page generators are enabled and print label also enabled. So what I'll do, I'll go to purchase receive, forgot the PO number. 001. And then item 001 of uh, 5.3 Q2. Okay, by this time, see there is a new thing that came over here. Uh, huh. See, we have the label.
Hmm.
This was nothing but the license plate ID 345. Where you can see that is see, you are using a 345. So just a sample. If we wanted to modify, we can modify. It will be like now I'll go into the label part. Counting layout. Okay, this is the one which I'm using. If you see, one is F label. This is a text that will be displayed.
Yeah, yesterday we have seen this one, no?
I
The,
don't think we have seen the place, but I didn't show you the code.
yeah, not
And
this one.
then,
Yeah.
right, and then you have the license plate. This license plate is coming from the dynamic value, that is from the system. And here also license plate. So based on the ZPL code, the system had printed generated a link
Okay. So it is under warehouse management setup.
document.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so any questions in this label generation? Since we have time, we can discuss this.
Fine. I think I'll just try today. I'll just check with my team, and if I'm able to access AD, uh, then certainly, from maybe further sessions, I'll just let you know whether I'm able to
Okay,
access it or not.
right. And for the installation of printer, maybe you can check or alternate. So, ZPL printer alternate. Just search with this. You will get a YouTube.
Oh,
Okay, here there is a link. Just refer to this. Like there will be an application here. Right. In this GitHub, you'll have the application. Just download this and follow the instructions in the YouTube.
okay.
Okay, so let's see in the tomorrow session.
Yeah.
I'll speak with the organizer as well to have confirmed like how many members, everything, because I don't want to waste anyone's time.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Thank you guys. Have a nice day.
Thanks, Ashok. Thanks for the patience. Thanks, Vijay.